Well, let's now change gears and talk matters to do with agribusiness. And tomorrow, the 1st of October 2016, is International Coffee Day. International Coffee Day is an occasion that is used to promote and celebrate coffee as a beverage, with events now occurring in places across the world. The first official date was 1st October 2015, as agreed by the International Coffee Organization, and was launched in Milan. This day is also used to promote fair trade coffee and to raise awareness for the plight of the coffee growers. Nairobi is set to host the Coffee Festival to mark this day over the weekend. To explain just how this fits into the coffee value chain, we are now joined live on set by Peter Njogu, who is the Managing Director of Rockbern, a Kenyan coffee company, and he'll be helping us discuss what way forward for the industry. Many thanks, Peter, for making time.
Thank you for having me.
And one would ask, the coffee industry in Kenya is not new.
Yes.
Many people have grown out of people who are coffee farmers,
yes,
be it in central Kenya,
yes,
be it in the Rift Valley.
Yes.
Perhaps let's just start off, where is the coffee sector as of now?
Well, the coffee sector in Kenya is, I would say the penetration of coffee culture is quite low at the moment. Of course, it's much better than it was 5 years ago, but still we can do better, especially with the robust middle class that we are having. Because one of the things is that customers are always looking for fine things and good quality to enjoy good coffees, but they are not being given the opportunity to do that. And for us, one of the things we are investing specifically into is to ensure that Kenyans have got that chance to enjoy their brand. Yes.
One of the major developments in the industry was that the president received the Coffee Task Force report.
Yes.
Perhaps as someone who is in the industry, how has it gone in terms of implementation of this report? Because if I'm not wrong, there was a total of close to 12 billion that
yes,
was required to offset debts in the
yes,
industry.
Yes.
And where is the sort of commitment from government out of this?
Well, I think first and foremost, the report was a good report, but unfortunately also it had some slurs, so it was a win and also self-defeating, because some of the proposals that were made literally were crippling the coffee sector. So some of the benefits that the farmers would have benefited, especially like the waiver of the debts, I think there's a court order, if I'm not wrong, that was placed, so there's nothing going on at the moment.
Yeah.
However, there are a couple of things that need to be reviewed, especially on the matters of the debt waiver to farmers. Because actually what is killing our farmers, or what is making our farmers not be able to produce high quality and high quantity coffees, because of the high cost of inputs. Yes, that's something need to be done about that, and very urgently for that.
Could you break down that for us? When you mean the inputs, what sort of costs go into for a farmer down there, let's say in Murang'a?
The last analysis I had done, we had realized a coffee farmer in Kirinyaga, where I come from and where I've got coffee farms. For you to produce 1 kilo of sherry, it costs an approximate of about 26 shillings. Because this, first and foremost, you require to put organic manure into this coffee. You also require to apply fertilizer about 3 times. I need to mention that the cost of fertilizer in this country is very expensive. Case in point, I've just come back from New York, and had a close relationship or interaction with a close friend of mine from Brazil, who was actually mentioning to me that the cost of fertilizer in Brazil is actually like 8 cents a kilo.
Wow.
Whereas, I mean, that translates to about 400 shillings a bag. In Kenya, we are paying 3,200 shillings. You see, we are paying 8 times more the cost of the inputs.
And that's, we can't compete.
We can't absolutely compete. In fact, what is making Kenyan coffee compete, and it's because it's a specialty, it's a top brand. So buyers are willing to pay a premium for it. But at the trade where we are headed right now, where the government is not very serious for protecting the brand, sooner or later it will be classified like Brazilian coffee, which is classified as commodities. And once we get there, we cannot be able to compete with the Brazil, who have mechanized, they've got very cheap inputs for that matter. So what's making Kenyan coffee survive in the market right now is simply because it's a premium brand. So the buyers internationally are willing to pay a premium for it.
That's true.
Yes. Yes.
And speaking about the industry being able to pay for this premium price attached to the coffee. Perhaps looking at how the coffee culture in the country has been, how would you say this has turned out? Are we seeing more people taking coffee? What are your sales like?
Wow, the people are taking, because first and foremost, when we took a bet into this 6 years ago, I mean, it looked quite odd for a young person, an entrepreneur like myself and my co-founder with my wife, to get into a venture of coffee whereby actually even moneyed, so to speak, Kenyan entrepreneurs have kind of feared. So the industry has been dominated by multinationals who are well managed. So they are the ones who have been controlling the industry. But then one of the things which was very clear in our mind, we realized that there's a new trade that's emerging, especially among the young people.
Yeah.
So I was lucky being an alumni of Strathmore University. I spoke to them and I told them, guys, is it possible for me to set up a coffee shop here to see the trend and try to see that we can be able to, the coffee culture to boost it within the young students.
Generation, yeah.
And to the word, it has been a very, very, very good impression, because it's quite impressionable. The young people are taking coffee, they love coffee. In fact, majority of guys who have gone through Strathmore, who know where the coffee shop is, majority of them, you take them maybe outside, in a coffee shop where is not providing them good coffee, they'll tell you this is not a good cappuccino or this is not a good latte. So it's a very clear sign that indeed the coffee culture is taking root. People are understanding what is a good coffee. Yes.
So what do companies like Rockbern and the other big names in the industry have to do to drive up demand?
I'll speak on behalf of Rockbern, what exactly we are doing deliberately. One of the things we have realized is that coffee, they say that is only beverage that has defied mediocrity. What I mean is that coffee, you can never do it in a hurry. It has also defied automation. So you cannot just put a coffee automated machine where you press and get your espresso or whatever it is. You're not good at get a good cup of coffee. Because at the end of the day, for you to enjoy that good cup of coffee, it must be made, brewed properly by individual who has the skills and also using the proper machines. So one of the things we have done is that we've just opened up, we're opening up factories in Roiro, and we have invested in a state-of-the-art barista academy.
How much have you spent?
We have sunk in almost close to $3 million for that investment. It's quite a huge investment. So this barista academy, we should be able to actually invite young people to train them as baristas. Because one of the things, where there's coffee culture, you can never run a coffee shop without a barista. Yeah. That's the rule of the thumb. You can never. And for you to get a good cup of coffee, you must have a good barista. So you'll be training baristas. Okay. And these baristas now, with the training of the baristas, it means that you are going to be spreading the gospel across the whole country. Many coffee shops are going to be opening with skilled baristas. Hence, people will start enjoying. You start enjoying your cappuccino or your latte or your mocha, for that matter. Yes. Interesting. Yes.
Perhaps looking forward. Yes. Of course, tomorrow will be International Coffee Day. Yes. Perhaps what sort of gains do you think Africa has made in the area of coffee production? Of course, in the past we would have a lot of coffee being taken to developed countries, and then it comes back to us and we buy it as a finished product. What are some of the gains we've made?
Well, some of the gains is that I would say like other small companies, so to speak, or in homegrown brands like Rockbern have taken the bet. And we are offering Kenyans a high-quality coffee because this has been denied from them for so long. Okay. Honestly, we have an interaction with so many people who say that, I don't take coffee because it's some bitter extract. I want to tell them, okay, do this. Let me brew for you the cup of coffee. You feel the difference. And all of a sudden, someone feels, wow. I mean, I didn't know that I could enjoy such a wonderful cup of coffee. All right. Yes. So, yes, we're investing by offering Kenyans that export quality, so to speak, that has been denied from them for so long. Because since independence, 98% of Kenyan coffee, we have always exported it. 2%, what we call the sweepings, is what has been offered to the market. All right. Because they said, actually, Kenyans don't know coffee. And if you look at our tagline, we say, we know coffee. We know coffee on behalf of Kenyans, because we are a Kenyan company. So we as Kenyans, we know coffee and we know what we are looking at. Yes. Many thanks there. We've been speaking to Peter Muchiri, who is the CEO for Rockbern. Yes. Thank you, and looking forward to the International Coffee Day. Many thanks. Well, moving on.